A shocking glimpse at Taehyung's phone shatters Jungkook's world. Since that night, silence has reigned. What secret was worth their friendship? Who the hell is this, Tae? Jungkook's voice cracked through the silence like a lightning strike, echoing sharply off the marble kitchen walls of the penthouse. Taehyung froze mid-sip, the glass of red wine trembling slightly in his hand. The overhead lights painted golden shadows across his face, but it did nothing to hide the sudden tightness in his jaw. Jungkook stood in the doorway holding Taehyung's phone like it was something toxic. His knuckles were white, breath ragged, the screen still glowing in his hand. Taehyung set his glass down slowly, deliberately, as if buying time, though both of them knew time had already snapped. "Give me that," he said, his voice low and strained. But Jungkook didn't move. His eyes, normally bright with mischief or curiosity, now brimmed with disbelief. Hurt. Fury. The kind of fury that comes not from betrayal by a stranger, but from the fracture of someone you once called your home. "I saw everything." His voice had dropped to a whisper, the kind laced with the kind of pain that sits deep in your ribs and doesn't let go. Outside, rain smudged the city lights like tears on a dirty mirror. The whole room had gone cold. Taehyung walked toward him, measured steps on hardwood floor like distant thunder. "You shouldn't have looked." Jungkook laughed short, bitter. "You left it unlocked." The silence that followed was brutal. The kind of silence that gnawed at the walls. What Jungkook had seen was more than a message. It was a string of photos. Names. Locations. Codes. A single encrypted video file with a timestamp from a week ago, Seoul, 3:27 a.m. And Taehyung in the frame, standing over someone unconscious, blood on his shirt, phone to his ear. It was like the floor had opened beneath Jungkook and swallowed the air with it. Taehyung's eyes held something unreadable now, not guilt, not fear. Something worse. Resignation. "You wouldn't understand," he said, and that was when Jungkook knew. Taehyung wasn't going to explain. He wasn't going to deny it. He had chosen his silence. The air between them turned molten. Jungkook's pulse thundered in his ears. "I thought I knew you," he whispered. "All these years?" Taehyung turned away. "You knew what I wanted you to know." Jungkook set the phone down gently on the table as if touching it again would stain him permanently. He didn't look back as he left, just opened the door and vanished into the rain like he was trying to outrun the part of himself that still wanted to believe in Taehyung. And just like that, years of brotherhood fractured in a single moment. The next morning, Taehyung woke up to silence. No messages. No calls. No footsteps in the hallway. Jungkook was gone. And for the first time in a decade, Taehyung didn't know if he would ever come back. "You don't just vanish like that and expect me not to come looking for you." Jimin's voice cracked the air like a whip as he slammed the door of Jungkook's temporary studio in Itaewon. The place was a mess, sketches strewn across the floor, unopened ramen cups stacked on the desk, ash in a half-burned tray despite Jungkook not being a smoker. Jungkook didn't turn around. He stood by the window, hoodie up, staring at the gray skyline as if it held answers he couldn't say out loud. "Don't," he said softly. "I'm not in the mood." "Bullshit. You're never in the mood when it's about him." That made Jungkook flinch. His grip on the windowsill tightened. The rain had stopped, but the humidity clung to the glass like breath. "You saw something, didn't you?" Jimin pressed. On Taehyung's phone. Jungkook turned, eyes bloodshot, dark rings like bruises under them. "I saw too much. I saw everything." Jimin's expression faltered. He stepped closer. "What does that even mean?" Jungkook looked at him, lips parting, but then he shook his head, running a hand through his hair like he wanted to rip it out. "You wouldn't believe me. No one would. Try me." Jungkook hesitated, teeth gritted. "There was blood, Jimin. A video. Someone unconscious." Taehyung standing over them like he was making a call. The room went still. Even the ticking clock on the wall seemed to pause. "Holy shit," Jimin whispered. "Are you sure it wasn't fake? A film project, maybe? You know he's been doing dark concept stuff lately." "No. This wasn't a project." Jungkook looked down. His voice dropped. "I know, Taehyung. I know the way his mouth tightens when he's lying. I saw it." The silence between them became suffocating. "I confronted him," Jungkook added. "I asked who the guy was. He said I wouldn't understand. And? I left." Jimin took a step back, pacing now, rubbing his temple. "Okay. So, what? He's involved in something? With who? For what?" Jungkook didn't respond. He was staring at a sketch pinned on the wall, a figure in shadow, half-formed, faceless. "He's hiding something," Jungkook said. "And whatever it is, it's big. Dangerous." Jimin exhaled hard. "You need to talk to him." "No," Jungkook's voice snapped like glass. "I'm done talking." Meanwhile, in a sleek black car parked near a private airstrip outside Seoul, Taehyung sat with his elbows on his knees, fingers steepled, eyes vacant. Across from him, a man in a navy suit adjusted his cufflinks. He knows, doesn't he? The man asked. Taehyung didn't look at him. He saw the footage. And you let him walk? Taehyung finally met his eyes. What was I supposed to do? Kill him? The man's face was unreadable. If he talks, he won't. You sound confident. Taehyung's voice was ice. Because he's Jungkook. And because I broke him before he could break me. Back in the city, Jungkook stared at his phone for what felt like the 100th time that hour. A new message popped up. Unknown, we should talk. You're in danger now too. He swallowed. Fingers hovered. His chest throbbed with a mix of dread and rage. Son of a bitch, he muttered. He called the number. No answer. But 30 seconds later, his phone lit up again. Unknown sent a video. Jungkook hesitated. Then tapped. It played. A dark hallway. Flashlight jittering. A voice whispering, they're watching. Not just Taehyung. All of them. Suddenly static. Then a distorted scream. Then black. Jungkook backed away like the phone burned his hand. Outside his window, a black SUV pulled up across the street. It didn't move. Neither did he. And the smoke beneath the skin began to stir. You think I don't know you're watching me? Jungkook's voice sliced through the silence of the empty rooftop. His breath formed pale clouds in the early dawn chill as he stared directly at the man in the shadows across the rooftop's edge. The figure didn't move, but Jungkook could feel the weight of his presence like a noose tightening. I know you followed me from Itaewon. I saw the SUV. I saw the same face at the cafe twice. Who are you? The figure stepped forward. Not a man. A woman tall, dressed in black with a discreet earpiece and eyes like cracked stone. Her voice was low but firm. You were warned not to get involved. Jungkook scoffed, his jaw clenched. I didn't ask to be involved. He dragged me into this. You looked. I trusted him, Jungkook growled. I loved him like a brother. Now I don't even know what I saw. Was it murder? Blackmail? Some kind of operation. The woman's gaze didn't soften. Do you still have the video? He hesitated. No. I deleted it. She didn't believe him. He could tell. You think I'm stupid enough to keep that kind of thing on me? He snapped. I'm not trying to expose him. I just want to know the truth. You won't find it by asking questions. You'll find it when it's too late to run. She turned to leave. Wait, Jungkook reached out instinctively. Who are you? Her hand gripped the edge of the door. She paused. Someone who once believed in him too. Then she was gone. Later that night, Jungkook's phone buzzed. Jimin, he's at the old studio. Alone. Been there for hours. Jungkook didn't reply. He stared at the message, heart pounding. His fingers hovered over the screen, then moved faster than his mind could catch up. The taxi ride was short, too short. The city felt like it was holding its breath. When he pushed open the heavy studio door, dust swirled in the air. The place hadn't changed. Same low ceilings. Same faint scent of turpentine and paint. And there he was. Taehyung. Sitting in the center of the room with an old record spinning something slow and melancholic. His head was bowed, hair falling into his face, hands stained with charcoal from an unfinished sketch. Jungkook froze. Taehyung didn't look up. You shouldn't have come. I needed answers. You won't like them. Jungkook stepped closer. Try me. Taehyung finally raised his head. His eyes were tired. Haunted. I'm not who you think I am. No kidding. I work with a group. We intercept things. People. Information. Things that aren't meant to be seen. Sometimes we erase those things. Sometimes. You erase people? Taehyung flinched. We erase threats. Who decides what's a threat? Taehyung looked at him. Really looked. People like me. The silence between them was deafening. Jungkook took a shaky breath. And that guy in the video? Alive. Sedated. He was trying to leak intel, coordinates tied to military cyber links across East Asia. He'd been planted in a government office for 4 years. If he had succeeded, people would have died. Jungkook's world swayed. So you stopped him. I contained him. You lied to me. I protected you. Jungkook laughed bitterly. No, you broke me. Taehyung stood now slowly. I didn't want you to find out like that. But you didn't stop me. I knew you'd come here. That you'd need to hear it from me. Not from them. They? You mean the people who've been tailing me? Yes. Jungkook's eyes flashed. You didn't even warn me. Taehyung stepped closer. Because if I had, they would have killed you. Jungkook's breath caught. I had to cut you off, Jungkook, Taehyung said, voice raw. Because if they thought I still cared, they'd use you against me. I thought I could let you go before they found out. The tension in Jungkook's body shattered into trembling. I hate you, he whispered. I know. Their eyes met, two storms colliding in silence. And then gunfire cracked through the window. Jungkook dropped. Taehyung lunged. Glass shattered. The studio exploded into chaos. Get down! Taehyung's voice ripped through the chaos as he slammed into Jungkook, pinning him behind the rusted metal table just as another bullet tore through the air, splintering wood and sending dust everywhere. Jungkook coughed, heart thudding against his ribs like a war drum. What the hell is happening? Who's shooting at us? They found you, Taehyung hissed. They must have followed your phone. I turned it off. Not good enough. More shots. Closer. Taehyung's hand reached behind him, pulling a sleek black handgun from beneath his coat. Jungkook stared at it, eyes wide. You're seriously carrying a gun now? This is my life now, Taehyung said, and with that he rolled out from behind the table, firing 3 precise rounds. 2 thuds followed. Silence. Then a scream. Jungkook pressed his hands to his ears, shaking. He couldn't breathe. He couldn't think. Taehyung returned, panting, blood on his knuckles. 2 down. There might be more. Taehyung, Look at me. Jungkook looked. This isn't a game. You walked into something real. I can't protect you if you keep pretending this is about feelings or betrayal. This is about survival now. Jungkook swallowed hard, vision swimming. You killed them. They tried to kill you. A beat. Jungkook's throat tightened. So what, I'm supposed to just accept this? No, Taehyung said quietly. You're supposed to run. I'm not running away again. Taehyung's eyes flared. You think this makes you brave? I think it makes me human. I'm not leaving you in this mess alone. Taehyung grabbed him by the shoulders, shaking. Then you're going to die. Just like the others who got too close. Jungkook stared into his eyes. Then die with me. I'm not leaving. Their breath mingled in the still air. The room smelled like blood, sweat, gunpowder, and something bitter neither could name. Suddenly a new voice echoed from above. Well, isn't this touching? A man stood on the metal staircase above them, dressed in a tailored gray suit, a long scar down the side of his face. He clapped slowly. Reunited at last. Such loyalty. Such wasted potential. Taehyung raised his gun. You're trespassing. The man smirked. You already failed, Kim Taehyung. Your orders were clear: silence the leak, destroy the device, and disappear. Instead, you're here, playing house with your little shadow. Jungkook's fists clenched. Who the hell are you? The man ignored him. Did you tell him Tae? Did you tell him what they did to Jisoo? What they'll do to him? Taehyung's whole body froze. A tremor passed through him like a ghost. Jungkook turned. Who's Jisoo? Taehyung didn't answer. The man grinned. She was the last person you said you'd protect. Until you watched them drag her body into the Han River. Taehyung's hand trembled. He lowered the gun an inch. Enough, he growled. You always fail the ones you love. That's your curse. I said shut up. He fired. The bullet hit the railing. The man was already gone. Taehyung sank to his knees, gun clattering beside him. His face collapsed in on itself like he couldn't hold the weight anymore. Jungkook stepped closer, kneeling beside him. Who was she? She was like you, Taehyung whispered. Bright. Brave. Thought she could fix me. She died screaming. Silence fell like ash. Jungkook placed a trembling hand on Taehyung's. Then let's make sure I don't. Taehyung looked at him, broken and wide open. Then, without another word, he pulled Jungkook into an embrace, tight, trembling, soaked in silence. Outside, sirens wailed in the distance. But neither of them moved. They knew this wasn't the end. It was only the next shot. You need to go underground. Taehyung's voice was flat as he packed ammunition into a duffel bag with hands that moved too quickly, too methodically, like he was trying not to think. Jungkook leaned against the cracked studio wall, blood still dried at the edge of his hairline, watching him like someone witnessing a stranger wear his best friend's skin. I'm not leaving you, Jungkook said, voice rough. You think this is loyalty? Taehyung snapped. It's suicide. They won't stop. Not now. You didn't stop either, Jungkook shot back. You didn't run when they came for you. I was trained not to. And I'm trained not to abandon people. Taehyung froze. His shoulders tensed, back still to Jungkook. This isn't about abandonment. It's about minimizing casualties. Jungkook walked forward slowly, the floor creaking beneath his steps. Then let me be the exception. For once in your goddamn life, stop trying to carry it all alone. Taehyung turned, something wild flashing in his eyes. You don't understand what you're stepping into. Then explain it to me. Jungkook yelled. You keep telling me it's too dangerous, too dark, too far gone, but you never actually say what the hell this is. Taehyung stared at him for a long, shaking second. Then he dropped the bag, sat on the floor, and ran a hand down his face like the mask was peeling away. They call it the Circle. It's not a government agency, not officially. It's privately funded, off the record, global. They clean up threats, loose ends, data leaks. Anything that risks destabilizing political or economic power. And you work for them? I was them. Taehyung's voice cracked. They recruited me after my father died. Said they could turn pain into purpose. I thought I was doing something good. Jungkook sat beside him. And Jisoo. She was sent to watch me. She was supposed to report if I broke protocol. But she didn't. She fell in love. With me. And He broke off, eyes wet now, fists clenched at his knees. They found out. Said she was compromised. They made me watch. Jungkook's hand found Taehyung's. Their fingers locked. I'm not her, Jungkook whispered. I know, Taehyung breathed. But if you stay, they'll use you like they used her. They'll break you until you beg to forget me. Jungkook leaned closer. Then let them come. I'd rather die knowing the truth than live in the lie you were forced into. Suddenly, the studio lights flickered. A low, mechanical hum filled the air. Taehyung's head snapped up. EMP. They're coming. A knock echoed from the metal door. Then a voice, sweet and familiar. Taehyung, open the door. It's me. Jungkook's blood turned to ice. That sounds like... Jisoo, Taehyung said hoarsely, rising slowly. That's not possible. No, Taehyung whispered. It's not. The voice came again, gentle. You miss me, don't you? I came back. You don't have to be alone anymore. Jungkook pulled his gun. Taehyung, that's not her. Taehyung nodded, eyes blazing now. It's a mimic. Audio simulation. Psychological warfare. They want to unnerve us. Another knock. Then more. Faster. Footsteps. Heavy boots. Multiple. Jungkook's pulse thundered. What do we do? Taehyung stepped toward the window. We don't die in here. They burst through the back exit, rain crashing down like bullets from the heavens. Shadows moved behind them, silent, fast, organized. Jungkook fired blindly. Taehyung took aim and dropped one of the pursuers cleanly. The body didn't scream, it just stopped. They ran through alleys, the thunder above answering the chaos below. Finally, breathless, soaked, they ducked into a subway tunnel. Jungkook collapsed against the concrete wall, laughing breathlessly. Tell me again why we didn't just stay and negotiate? Because they don't negotiate, Taehyung said. They erase. Jungkook turned to him. Then we erased them first. Taehyung smiled, grim and full of fire. You ready for that? I'm not leaving you, Jungkook repeated. Not again. And for the first time since this all began, Taehyung didn't try to push him away. He nodded. Then, from the depths of the tunnel, a voice echoed, calm, slow, certain. You've made your choice, boys. And somewhere in the dark, something metal clicked into place.